Hello, everyone. So we are going to create a mini project from the scratch using Java 8 Stream API. As you know, Java Stream API is, a collections interface. It processes a collections interface data like list, set, queue, dequeue, and also other than a collection interface is called map. Yeah. So these all have their own implementing classes. For instance, for list interface, array list, for set, hash set, and so on. Now, let's create a main project using Java 8 Stream API. But before that, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you will get all the very important continuous postings regarding Java programming practice. So you'll be benefited a lot. So now, without any delay, let's continue. Okay, let me open Eclipse IDE. Eclipse IDE. So the first step to create our mini project is, let's create a project first. How do we create a project? Go to File, then New, Java project. Okay. Then you can give any name like my first mini project. Okay, now then finish. Okay, you see in the left side, it's added to this project list. Here, my first mini project is created. Now we have source folder, SRC folder, that is source folder. So now using this source folder, let's create package. Right click, go to new and package, and you can give any name for package, for instance, home dot my first project. Okay, but it's optional, you can give any name. Now you see we have created the package under this project, right? Then go to this package, and under this package we're gonna create two classes. Let's create two classes. The first class. Okay, let me create the first class. New Java. Here class. You see here class. Yeah. So the class name, maybe employee. Let's say employee class. So you don't need anything, just finish it. So it's also created employee.java. Here you see in the working area, the public class employee is created. Now we have to define this employee class using two fields. Okay, before we create or before we define this employee class with two fields or properties, let's create another class, that is the main class. The main class in Java is the entry point of every programming in Java. If you don't have or main class, so your Java is not going to run. You cannot execute Java without it. So it is must have. So let's create one main class here. Go to the same package here, com.myFirstProj. Okay, right click here and go to new, and then class. Okay, this class may be salary, salary calculator class. Salary calculator. But since it is main class, so we have to select the main method here. The main method, you see this box, just select this box and finish it. You see here, public static void main string args is created. The main class is created here. But this generated, we don't need, and Control D, then you don't need that. But we can run or execute our code inside this main method. Okay, now let's move to our first class, that's employee class, to define our fields. So our fields are string, private string name, and the other field is, or properties, private int salary. Okay, you see, these public and private are, the modifiers, or the access modifiers, but the difference is the public, you can access this class from anywhere. That means from the other class, outside this class. You can access public, you can access outside this class. But if it is private, you cannot access from other different classes. So you can only access from this class within the same class. So private is, it's a very good way. It's a good practice because of the security. In any program, security is the priority. You have to give priority for the security. No one has to hack or no one has to abuse your code. So your program. So what you have to do is just define using private access modifier. This is good practice. Even in the real-time project, it's very good practice. Okay, now what we have to do is we are gonna instantiate these two fields by constructors. Constructors, constructor have the same class name. That's employee, right? It has the same employee name. But how can we create a constructor? A constructor, there are two ways. One, you can type, but the other way is you can generate. If you are lazy to type, you can generate a constructor. So let's generate. Let me show you how to generate the constructor. Here, right click in this workspace, in this work area. Now go to source. Now generate constructor using fields, right? Here, click constructor using fields. Then you see your fields, name and salary fields are already checked. So generate. Okay. And now it is generated, right? You see, public employee, the same name to our class, employee, the same class. But here we have also defined the arguments. Here for this employee constructor, there are two arguments defined. One is a string name and salary, this. So you can remove this super, it doesn't matter. This is the way how to create a constructor. Okay, let's leave it here. And the other thing we have to do is create a setters and getters and setters. So what is the use of getters and setters? So what is the use of getters and setters? So, constructor, when we already created constructor, right? So we initialize the constructor name and salary for an employee object, right? For an employee object. But now we are gonna create getters and setters methods. These getters and methods used to access name and salary values when we are streaming in the future. So that's what we have to use. So we can also type like how do we type like public? It's easy actually. It's very easy. Public string, get name, and then return name. The same way you can do in this block the same way for salary, right? And getters and so. So let me just put here constructor created. So that, okay, here getters. Okay. Getters created. But instead of typing setters and getters, we can also generate. So that's the easy way. But typing is a good practice. That is why I'm trying to show you here. Just the same thing. The setters is different. So you can type, you can learn how to type them, but you can generate if you want. So just let's generate here. How do we generate? You go to right click and then source. You see here, generate getters and setters. Yeah, this click. These two fields, just check these two fields and then generate. You see, getters created. Getters created, right? Getters and setters. Let me say getters and setters. Here not only getters but setters also created here. You see here, it's the same that I typed previously, right? It's the same, public string get name, return name. So this is a name, a getters for name. This is a setter for name. You see the word set name, the setter. We call it the setter. And this is, the getter for salary. This is the setter for salary. Okay, what we have, we have created constructor. We have created getters and setters. Getters and setters are created here. Now, the last thing for this in this class is how do we want to display the data or the output? So how do we want to display our output? When you code your output, right? We are coding this to get a value for output. So how do you display the format? For format, I want to display in two string format. So for that, you have to override toString method. Override toString method. How do we do that? Just right click here and you can generate that too. Here, come to source find source here. Okay, to generate. Okay, right click. Come on here and right click. Source. Then generate to stream. Okay, click here. And already selected, so generate. You see here, at the rate override. This sign is at the rate override. Public string to string, right? This is the format your output to be displayed. Your name, the name and salary in this format. First name, then salary is equal to salary. That is the way we want to display our output. So it's all about this class. We don't need any other thing for this class. For this employee class, we have defined everything. We have defined, the fields, the two fields, string name and private name and private salary. We have already defined for this employee. And also we have created a constructor. It has the same name with the employee class. And this is a constructor block. And also this is a getters and setters block. Getters and setters block. And this is string, toString, the format, toString format method. So every method is fine. Now let's go to the other class, to salary calculate, the main class. So in the main class, what we have to do is, it is very, the main class is the entry point for every class, right? It's the entry point for every Java program. Yeah, the entry point of all the program, any program, of the program, Java program. So here, what we have to do is we will create a fixed list of maybe 5 or 10 employees objects with sample names and salaries, because you can create not a fixed but a number of objects, like with the salary field, with the name and salary field, 100, thousands, million, whatever you like, you can create in real time. You can create as many as possible. But for now, we are, for our practice purpose only, we are creating just 5, creating a fixed list of 5 employee objects with sample names and salaries here. So how do we do that? How do you do that? So as I said earlier, Stream API process collections interface, right? Yeah, it process collections interface or collections data. So here we are going to apply list. So we are going to list, the objects with the name and salary field. How do we do that? Okay, let me show you that. List. So this constructor is employee, and write any name here, any name, employee, for in small lettering, employee. This is a reference or name, and then rs dot, you see immediately as I put dot here, I have options to choose as a list. Yeah, then click as a list. But here, null is not, because it's not null. We have salary, we have employee, we have salary, so we don't need. Then let's fill this with objects. Maybe 5 objects. You can create 10, 100, thousands, 10,000, million, any number you want. But we are creating just five names and 5 different salaries. So how do we create new employee, new employee? Now the name field, we have to put it in double quotation because it is a string. Every time you write string in Java, you always put in double quotation. So the name, so any name you can give Ruth, the name Ruth, the name field Ruth, the first name here, comma, but the salary is int, right? Integer. We are dealing with numbers. So when you are writing numbers, you don't need double quotation like a string. You don't need that. So any 50,000, that's per year salary. Okay, 50,000. You see this? So we are going to create the same fields for all 5. You know, new employee, we are gonna write, but the name is gonna be different. 5 names, there are different names, but the salary amount is also different. So we can just copy. You can just Control C and enter, Control V, enter, Control V, enter, Control V. How many times? 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So here, just give name, different name, save it. Here, give the salary amount, 60,000. And okay, give here the other name of Mary. So Mary, the same salary, 50,000. Just let it be that amount, okay? Don't worry. Just this is sample code for learning purpose. So new employee Ruth here 70,000. 70,000. Here 80,000. Okay, let's do 80,000. Here is, since this is the last line in our code, so we don't need, but instead this we need the sign. Okay, you see this red X in our left side, and also here you see this employee with the red. What I mean, it's in error. The code has error. We have to fix. How do we fix? What would be the problem? I know what the problem is here, but you have to debug, or you have to do different programming, actions. But here, what I guess is here, list has to be imported. This list is from collections, it's from collections, right? So here it has to be imported, so that you can access the collection interface. Okay, how do we import then? You hover your mouse on list, and then you see the first import list. Click import list. Okay, that's one. That's just one. And okay, here the other thing is we left this with rows, right? 5,000, 50,000, 60,000. 50,000, 70,000, 80,000. But Ruth, let's change the name. Matthew or John is easier. John. Here also Joel. Okay. I'll change to employ. You see, if if your spelling is incorrect, then you see this sign. So here our spelling is not right. Employ O is missing. You see here? O is missing. You see here? O is missing. Okay. Here O is missing. Okay, in all 5 fields. Now you see all the red lines are gone. Wonderful. That means the code is not with error. There is no error. So in real-time project, the challenging thing is just these errors. Whenever you try to code, if you are not doing the right, if you are not doing the right thing, then if your code is not right, then you see the same red lines in every line. But some IDEs suggests what the problem is. Especially this also Eclipse also suggests in a minimum way, actually in a limited way. But IntelliJ IDE, especially the Enterprise IntelliJ IDE that is payable, it suggests very closer correct what the error is. It defines, explains what the error is. So it's good to have good IDE, actually, depending on the company, provision, actually. For yourself, for practicing purpose, you can have this Eclipse or even IntelliJ, that doesn't matter. But now, what are we gonna do from this code? Now, let's do some manipulation, some retrieval of some data from this. These two fields, salary, name and salary field, right? We have name and salary fields. So on these fields, we are applying or we are implementing the coding logic, the logic for what we are looking for, especially the requirement. What is the requirement? Yes, so you can code according to the requirement given. So the first requirement that we want to deal now is, okay. Yeah, the first requirement is, okay, let us get the highest, okay, employee with, I can just say it this way. Let's put this way. Employee with highest salary. Employee with highest salary. Employee with highest salary. So which employee is with the highest salary here from this list? Joel, right? 80,000 is the top. The highest salary is 80,000. that is Joel. So how do we implement this logic? So let's do. So there are steps. The first step is we have to convert this list to a stream, because we are doing the stream, right? The first, how do we convert or create stream? Employees. Okay, here we have employee, not employees. So you see here, employee. So less employee, yes, employee dot stream, employee dot stream. See here we have an option stream in this field on method method. So now we have converted this to stream. These two fields to stream. Okay, now the logic, right? The logic to sort out or to retrieve the highest salary. How do we do that? Okay, dot max. Max means maximum. You see, max comparator. Now we are gonna use this method. Okay, so we are gonna use comparator method. It's suggested to use comparator method, right? So let's use comparator. Comparator dot. Also, you have comparing and you see here it's suggested already comparing it. Use comparing it. So right click here. Not right click here. Comparing and. So comparing and then what we are doing, comparing and employee get salary, our constructor employee get salary. So here is employee and below this is employee double. So this double column, right? Double column tells us this is, method reference. This is Java 8 method reference. We get salary. Employee get salary. So the next step is printing. To print, we have to print, right? In Java 8, we have if present method that is safely to print safely. If present, you see here, present. Use this one, the first one, if present. So if present, we are gonna use lambda here, or lambda sign E. Okay, lambda, E lambda, then system dot out dot println, right? Print ln. But okay, right here, println. So in the quotation, so the message or anything you want to be printed here, like the highest salary is colon, and here E lambda, right? So you have to concatenate with concatenate with E right here. So that's everything. We have written every logic. This, if we run this code, it's gonna give us this output. Joel, 80,000. Joel, 80,000. Okay, let's see. Let's run. You can come here. You see, run salary calculation. Come here and click. Okay, here. The output is here. You see, the highest salary is employee named Joel. Salary 80,000. Right? Okay, let's do it here. You see here, it's better to better look at, it's here. Here it is good. So we printed here. The highest salary is employee. Name is equal to Joel. Salary is equal to 80,000. Right? You see Joel, 80,000. The highest salary with the highest salary. Okay, now let's comment this. Let's comment. Let's comment this. Okay. Let's comment this. Okay, we commented. About the comment, let me say something about this comment. This double forward slash is just for one line, commenting one line, to comment one line. When you comment, this commented line is not gonna affect your code. It's not gonna be included in your code. It's just, tells you what you are doing or what has done, right? Comment. But this way, single forward slash star, when you open and you close with the same star and, forward slash, this is when you are commenting, many numerous lines, 1, 2, 3 lines here, right? So these are different ways of commenting. When it is single line, just use this way. When as many lines, use this way. Okay? Just put this way. Now let's go to the second logic. So we have found employee with highest salary. But before that, let me just one more time, let's go through. Let's go through. This employee string, it creates a string from the employee list. Okay. What about this dot max? What this dot max does? Finds the employee with the maximum salary. Maximum salary is 80,000. Find the employee, Joel, with the maximum salary. That is what max does. Dot max means maximum. So what about this comparator? Comparator dot comparing employee get salary. All this line. All these lines compares, employees based on the salary. Compares employees based on their salaries. That is what this line does. But this if present, as you see, it is inbuilt. If a result is found, then, if a result is found, if you find the result here, sometimes you may not find the result, right? But this time, if you find the result, if present means, if you find the result, that means if the list is empty, if you find the result or if the list is not empty, then print it. Then print it out. System.out printed. How? This way. The highest salary is this amount. Okay? That's what this does. This code does for us. Okay, now let's do the second. Employee with the lowest salary. I think this is easier because we already have done this, right? Maximum. If we have done maximum, then the minimum is very easy. Because, in Java, what the very, very important thing, very significant thing in Java is the reusability of code, especially in Java 8. Java 8, reusability is one of the big benefits of, upgrading to Java 8 and upper. So, reusability, we can reuse this code. Just copy and paste. There, come here, here, just copy. Okay. So if you copy this code, the same code, it's gonna give you the same highest, right? Here, but you have to change some few things. You are gonna change few things. Max, instead of max, just say min. Change max to min. Here, the highest, it's not the highest, it's the lowest. The lowest, right? Just change these two. That's all. I just change two words. Max to min here, highest to lowest here. Now let's run this code. Let's run. You see the lowest salary of employee is Ruth. It's 50,000, right? The lowest. That's right? Okay, let me read there. Okay, here. You see here? The lowest salary. The lowest salary is employee. Name is Ruth. Salary is 50,000, right? 50,000 is the least, right? Here. The name is Ruth. The lowest salary. You can see 80, 70. There are two actually, right? The lowest salary is employee named Ruth, salary 50,000. So why is not copying Mary's one? Why? Because the string is not duplicating, or it's not accepting duplicates. That's why. Okay, anyways, let's go to the third code. Third code. Okay, now let's go to the third code. Maybe whatever we like, we can do. So we have the logic for this, the highest salary. We have the logic for the lowest salary. And let's have one more. We can have maybe the 70, the second highest. Let's do the second highest salary, John and 70,000. Let's retrieve John and 70. It's a little bit tricky, but even if it's tricky, we can do it. Okay, let me. Okay. Our one of coding internet with the highest salary. This is with the lowest the lowest salary. Okay, this is, let me, yeah, let's do, okay, let me comment this. That is pretty long here. Okay, now let's go to the third code. What I said is, let's do the third logic. That is the second highest. The second highest. So the second highest. Okay, here, yeah. Okay, let's do or find employee with the second highest salary. Second highest. So what's the second highest here? As you can see, 70, right? John. This is the second salary. So how do we apply the logic for this? The second highest. So the first thing is, for every code, the first step is what? It's employee dot stream. It's converting to a stream. That is the first step. And then, okay, and then we have applying some logics, like now we have to map this salary, this employee in a method reference way, get salary, So this double colon is method reference from Java 8. So it makes our code, most of our code, very easier. Map employee gets salary. So what does this line does for us? Yeah, it extracts salaries on. This line extracts salary on, get salary, not name, but salary on. That's what we have done here. And the second thing is less distinct. Distinct means not duplicate. If you find a duplicate, just take one of them, not all of them. You see here, 50,000 and 50,000. 50,000 for Ruth and Mary. Their salary is duplicate, right? The same. So duplicate value. So if you see duplicate, just ignore the second one and take the first one. That is dot distinct dot. It removes duplicates. So we want the duplicates to be removed. And the third is we have to sorted. What do we mean sorted when we say sorted? So sorted in a comparative ways. So we are gonna sort, because to get the second highest, we have to sort as to ascending order, descending order, not sorry. Ascending order is the natural order, 1 to 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, natural order. But, descending is unnatural. 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, that's descending order. So comparator dot here, the compiler comparator dot, okay, this is it. Comparator dot reverse order. See here, reverse order, it came, reverse order. Just click. Dot sorted, comparator dot reverse order. So what does this line does for us? This does sort the list in descending order, in reverse order, not in natural order, not in ascending order, but it's in descending order. Okay, now let's use other logics. There are some logics. We want to skip the first. This is also one of the new methods, skip first. So skip first means skip this AD. Skip first. We have already reversed this, right? Instead, 5,000, 7,000, 6,000, 50,000, no, 80,000, according to the sorted, this is, the first is 80, the second is 70, third is 60, and fourth is 50, and six is 50, right? That is the descending order. So now we are saying skip the first. Skip first. Skip means just ignore. Don't include and leave, right? So skip first. That's 80. Skip 80. So then after you skip 80, what are you gonna do? Find first. Find first. What do we mean? Find first mean here? Then if you are skipping the first 80, skipping this, now which one is going to be first? This one. This is going to first. Then that's going to be first. Find first. You are going to find 70. Right? It is first. You skip the first because we have a reversed order. We did it reversed order before, purposely. We purposely sorted. Now skip the first highest. This skip tells us skip the first highest. As I told you, skip the first highest. This one. Skip this joy 810. Then find first. After you skip that, find first. Which one is find the first? This one. It is. But the second highest, but you have to make it the first in logic to find that. Okay. Now, let's move for printing. Before even printing, if present, as I have introduced this, if present, you see here already, if present second lambda, if present second lambda, you don't need this, all, just put color brace here. Now recreate the stream also. You have to recreate the stream because you created your stream here, but you mapped it and it's not no more there on the stream. So we have to recreate our string again. How do we refer the same way? Employee dot string. Employee dot string. Okay, employee dot string. So employee dot stream is stream again. We are streaming this again. Here we have did first time, but in the process, in the middle, it's disappeared. Now we are doing again, restreaming again, because it's very important, restreaming again. Now we have to filter. Okay, filter. Now we are coming, filter. Yeah, filter. Let's employee just lambda dot get salary here. You see, get name or get salary. Okay, dot filter dot get salary. Get salary. Also, it's also is equal to second. The second highest, right? The second highest. So filter employees by that what salary. By that salary. Filter employee by that salary. That's what this line does for us. Right? Okay. By salary. So, and again, the last line to print what for each method. This also, enhance it for each from the loop. So what we are gonna do here is just for each. Okay, we have to apply our lambda. We have to apply our lambda because it makes life very easier. So system dot out dot println. Okay, println. Then what we are gonna do is here. Let's write a comment here. Our okay. The second highest salary is now here you have to concatenate E, right? Just concatenate your E and give some colon here. Okay, now still we see the red. Okay, here also you can give okay, you see here? Yeah, everything is clean now. Now the code is clean. Third, so from this code, from this logic, what we are expecting, the second salary. I've already explained each line, so you can understand, so that you can understand about the code. So now our output should be John 70,000 because it's the second highest, right? The first highest is Joel, and the second highest is 70,000 John. Now let's run our code and see. Let's run our code. Okay, now let's run. Okay, here. You see, the second highest salary is employee, name, John, salary, 70,000. You see? Yeah. It's wonderful. We have done this. Okay. Now you can follow this way to code or to do some project. This is just practice this project from these two classes as we have done. It's very easy. Just practice this. Okay, this is successfully created, successfully implemented, different logics. We implemented different logics here. Okay, now let me give you some other codes that I already created. I have another project, a little bit enhanced from this. Here we just defined two fields only, right? String name and int salary, just two fields. But let's do with more fields, which I already coded and I will show you so that you can apply those, you can learn from those, and you can practice those. So let's go to another code. Okay, let's go to another code. Here, small practice project is the project name. Okay, and okay, before already I have created everything. You see here. So here I have, okay, this is, okay, let's see first this class. This class. You remember we have defined two fields, only two properties, salary and name and salary. I mean. But here we have defined how many fields? How many fields? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fields. This is workers class. The class is workers. And then, the fields are 5 fields. Private int ID field, string name field, department field, salary field, and age field. Okay, 5. I gave you an example, the coding example previously, only for 2 fields, name and salary fields only, as you have seen. But here, it's more enhanced. 5 fields. Not easy. So we can manipulate many things, as many things as possible, because it's 5 fields: ID, name, department, salary, age. Age is also included. ID is included. Name already. Name and salary also. We have already done name and salary, right? But we are adding another things: ID, department, and age. Then we have generated constructor. So let me write this here. Constructor, right? This is constructor. And what about this? These are, as I told you, it's getters and setters. Okay, getters and setters. Getters and setters till here. Okay, what about this? This is toString method. toString format method. Okay, format. Just don't need another thing. Okay, string format. Okay, these steps already we have done, but here you are doing for 5 fields. That's the only difference, right? That's the only difference. So let me show you. Okay, you have these 5 fields. You have instantiated or initiated what constructor in this line, and also you have defined getters and setters here. You see getters and setters. Yeah, here getters and setters. You know, here they are very important, getters and setters. And then finally toString here. So this is so we are gonna do this way. We are gonna display this way. It's the format. The output is gonna be displayed, right? This way. ID name, ID is equal to name is equal to, and his department is, and his salary is, his age is. You have to put everything. For that, we have already defined another class. That's the main class. Main class is entry point for every Java program, right? So let me, okay, this class. You see, we have here, this is the main class, right? Main method. Main class, this is main method. Public static void main string args. The entry point for every Java program. The entry point. So without it, no code is executing. No code runs without this line. Is very important line. You can memorize this. It's very easy. Okay. Now we created, the sample list here, right? The same way. But the only difference is here, the only difference from our previous project, list workers, list employee workers. The same, but here we have ID, here you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is ID, right? You can see the first field is ID, right? First field is ID. Okay. Now here you see ID. ID is 1, ID is 2, ID is 3, ID is 4, ID 5 for this person. Then name. The second comes name. Name, Alice, Bob, Charles, David, name, right? Name is also here. You see name. Name is defined here. In other class, in our other class, the second field is name. And also here in main class, you see name, Bob or Alice. The other thing is, the next is department, the third. The third field is HR here, department, HR. Department, right? Let me show you here. You see private string department. Department. Okay, now let's go. The other is salary. The next is salary. After department, salary, right? The field, yes, salary. but the last is age. Okay, how do we see age? You see age 28, age 32 at the last. Okay, let me try to format this board. Okay, let me try to format this code. One, okay, Alice is good actually. What about this? Okay, I think this is already a little bit done. And let me manually format manually. Let me format manually. This is edge field. The last is edge field, right? The last is edge field. Let me show you here. Edge field is the last, right? From ID, name, department, salary, age. Age field is the last. So this, and this is the second, the salary field. The salary field. Okay, the salary field. Okay, HR. I'm just formatting. Okay. The fields, you may not get confused about the fields. That is what I'm trying to formatting. You see now, all the fields are there. This field is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the ID field. Okay, let me show you again. Here, the first field, private ID, the ID field. Okay, let's go to the main class. The second is the name, Alice, Bob, Charlie, David, F. So name, right? It's name field. Okay, the third is department, HR, IT, finance, IT, HR. This is, there are some repeated, right? There are some repeated. So it is for department. That is for department. Let me show you department. Third is department, right? Yeah, third is department. See department. Okay, let's go to main class. And the fourth is salary. The fourth field is salary, right? Let's see here, salary. And the last field is age. You see the last field is age. And also here, you see age, 28, 32. We have defined according to, how that class and this class, they can be defined and work together. So these are different logics, all different logics, very, very detailed and very amazing code. If you understand this in Java 8, if you can, if you can code these logics, then you can code anything. Yeah. If you practice coding this, then you can easily do that. You can easily. So how do you do that? Okay, let's see. how we can do or what we can do. Let me show you. I have given you from the mini project, the first mini project that we have done. It follows the same way. The only problem is, the only difference is this is a little bit enhanced. This is 5 fields, but the other was only 2 fields. So it's good. It starts from simple to complex. Now let's do things here. The first code we're gonna do is, I'm not gonna write, it's already written here, but we'll run. I'll show you, just run. Now find employees with salary greater than 90, greater than 90,000. Find, so greater than 90. So what is greater than 90? This one, right? Who is this? The fourth ID 4, his name is David. His department is IT. His age is 29. So this person is greater than 90,000. And also this, 120,000 is more than 90, right? Greater than 90. Greater than 90. So Bob is the second. So the second and fourth, Bob, and his ID, IT, his salary is 120,000, his age is 32. You know, these 2 fields has to be, the output should be output. These 2 fields from this code. So how do we code? Okay, see, find employees with salary 90, greater than 90,000, greater than 90,000. There are 2. We found 110,000 and 120,000. So now let's code this. Filter employees by salary, then extract their names and collect into list. That's what we have to do here. Okay, let me uncomment to run this code. Okay, now we can run and I'll show you. So our output is, don't forget, our output is Bob and David. ID 4, IT. Okay, let me run just. Let me see. High earners are Bob and David, right? Top in finance, Charlie. Charlie, 90,000. It's included actually. When you say greater, it is included. But these are greater than 90,000. Why 75,000? Top in finance, Charlie, 90,000. Top in HR, 75,000. Top in IT, Bob, 12,000. So these are included. I don't know why. Why is, okay, this string, high earners. Okay, these are high earners. Filter, salary greater than 9,000. Okay, let me change this 90,000. Okay, we'll see this way. Less than 90,000. Oh, less than 90,000. Okay. Okay. Yeah, high earners. Alice and Eve. This time, Alice and Eve. This is just, telling us the others, everything. But who were the top high earners? top in finance, top in HR, top in IT. So find employee with salary greater than 90, by department, in their department, not just totally, but in their department. Okay. I see, right? This is the way. Intermediate filter, intermediate map to name, terminal collector last. So this is how, first list string high earners workers dot string. In this line, what you did is you convert it to string. So this field, this all, how many fields? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, not fields, but 5 entries. All 5 entries, they have converted to a string in this line, in this first step. Then filter the salary. This line, it filters the salary greater than 90, top earners. Then you map all the workers and their names. Then you collect the new list. Then you print. After you collect the list, you print. Okay, then how do let's print and see. You see, Bob and David. High earners are Bob and David. So Bob and David, right? David, 11,000. Bob, 12,000. If you are going with the department, then top in finance, Charlie, in finance. Top in HR, who? Top in Ev. Top in IT, Bob. You see, if you classify according to these three are according to what? According to department. In their department, the top earners. But total top earners are high earner are David and Bob. So it's correct. It's correct. Now let me list string high earners, workers dot string, then you filter E, anything you can write, H or E or B or anything, E, lambda, E dot get salary greater than 90,000 here. So then you have to map the names, names also you have to map. How do you map? Dot map workers is double colon. Double colon is, method reference way. Get name, map to name. Name. Because already you are filtered salary here, greater than 90,000 here. But here you have to map name. Then collect. Collectors to list means then the new list. Collect the new list to list means the high earners list. Not just a random list like this, but it's the high earners list. Then in this line, high earners print the high earners. That's what we did here, right? See? High earners, Bob and David. Okay, that's what this line does. Okay, let me comment so that this code may not affect other programming. Now let's move to the second logic. Okay, from the same list above, group employees by department. By department. What does that mean? Group them by department. HR, how many HR? 2, right? How many IT? two. How many finance? Just one. After that, you can mention their age and other things, name and other things. But do by department. Group employees by department. Group employee into department buckets using grouping by. So the first thing, let's uncomment here. Uncomment here. Okay. You see here, this line, we are working on this line. Okay, works. Let me change these to works. Yeah, it's matched to this, you see there. Okay. Map string, we are mapping string to convert to string because we are gonna do according to the department, right? So we have mapping in string and list. We are taking list workers by department. List workers here. Yeah, we are taking list. You see here, list workers from here. List workers from here. Map, we are mapping string and also mentioning the list workers by department to convert to string. We are converting to string in this line. Then collectors dot grouping by workers get department. So here is the main code, that shows us department, what the department. Collectors, we are grouping workers according to the department. That is what it is here. So then by department dot for each, department workers array, then by department this one, right? Dot for each. Okay, the double quotation, the double, okay, brackets, double bracket, department and works, lambda. Now print here, system.out println, department, concatenated department. Now to print works dot for each, e lambda system.out println. So e dot get name. Okay, now let's run according to the department. Let's run. Okay, this two. Okay, you see here. See here, department, finance. Who? Charlie, just one single. Department, HR. Who? Alice and Ed. Right? Alice and Ed are HRs, right? Alice, HR. F, HR. Alice, F, HR. Department IT. Who are IT? David, and Bob, IT. You see? Top in finance. These are top in. Okay, this is that, not from here. Okay, but this is what we are looking for here. So let me close. There is unclosed, uncommented code somewhere. I have to uncomment. I have to comment. Okay, somewhere they uncommented code. You see here, this is uncommented. That's what we are seeing. Okay, let me comment this code. here. Okay. Well, now I think what else? Do we have another program that is not commented? Okay, everything is commented now. Let's start from here, running from here, because there was confusing because one program was not commented and was being included. Okay, now let's run our first. Which one is greater than 90? David, and Bob, greater than. Their salary is over 90,000. Who? Two people. Only two people. Bob, 120,000. David, 110,000. So these two people has to be printed. Okay, let me print. High earners, who are they? Bob and David. High earners, right? Bob and David. Over 90. Okay, now let me comment this code again. And let's do our second code. Already we have seen grouping employed by department. We have already seen, but let me run again because it was confusing. The other code was open. Okay, now let me run this code. Now we are running this code. Okay, according to department here, you see department finance, Charlie, department HR, Alice and Dave, department IT, Bob and David, right? Okay, let me print here. Okay, here. Let me print here. Okay, department finance, only Charlie. Department HR, Alice and Dave. Department IT, Bob and David, right? Here. Yeah. According to department, right? Find, according to department. Finance, HRI, three department. But because the double. Okay, now let me comment this code. Let me comment this code. And show you the third code. The third code is find average salary per department. Average salary per department mean in every department. Use grouping by, use averaging double to compute per department average. Okay, let me uncomment this to make this code executable, to execute the code, okay? So we, to convert to string, we need to map first. Map, string, and double map, takes two arguments, string and double. And average salary by department, workers. So here we have changed to string already. It's converted to string. Map, string double, average salary department. This is just a name. You can do any name. You can give any name. Okay, workers dot string. So workers is coming from here. List, where is list? Workers is coming from here, you see? These workers. The name of the list. So workers dot stream is converted to string. Then collectors dot group by workers and then colon get department. Collectors dot averaging level workers get salary, system dot out println average salary by department, average salary by department. Okay, now let's run the code. See here, average salary by department, finance. Okay, let me print here so that you can, okay, you see here by department. Find average salary by department, per department, average salary per department. Okay, now average salary by department, finance department, 90,000, HR average is 2,500, IT department, 115,000. See the average. Okay, this is to find the average. This is the code. So you need to practice. You need to practice every day so that you can be perfect coding this. Okay, number 4, find the highest paid employees in each department. In each department, who is, when you see each department, that is the, the requirement given by the manager. Find the highest paid employee in each department. If he may gives you this, then summary statistics gives count, sum, mean, maximum, and average in one code. Use grouping by by with comparator on salary. Now this is just comment, but let me run this code and comment this code. So we are also dealing with map string optional workers. It's not, it's optional, it's new. Workers, highest paid by department, workers dot string. So in this line, we convert it to string here dot collectors dot grouping by, workers get department, right? Collectors dot max by comparator comparing workers, get salary. Okay, let me run this code and you will see. Highest in HR is 75,000, highest in IT 4. Okay, let's see. Let me show you in the console here. Highest in finance, Charlie. Highest in HR, F. Highest in IT, Paul. Yeah, by department. So this is how to find by department. Okay, let me comment this code. Also, okay, let's go to number 5. Number 4. Okay, number 5. Okay, this is just the flat map. You can read this about the flat map, how it works. And you can see the code about the flat map. It's a little bit complex code, but you can follow. You can do, So flat map alternatives. It's flat map alternatives. So from here to here, you can code this code and you'll see what the output is. That way, you can easily handle some of these kind of codes or logics. It's good. Okay, here, token finance, F, token IT, box. So we are in a flat map where we use flat map in this. Okay, let me see here. You can read or you can even copy and learn. Okay. Verify now. Okay, I think it's good for today. So we'll continue next time. For today, it's good to just, you know, you have enough for today. Okay, tomorrow or in our next post, you will get more codings. Thank you very much. I appreciate for your subscribing my YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day.